Her voice was now like waves crashing against rocks. Some people covered their ears, others fell to the ground, wailing. She spoke in that strange language, but somehow, we understood enough. She told of a storm 10 years ago, when 3 young men were lost. She described how one clung to a piece of wood, calling his mother's name until the sea swallowed him. The man's mother collapsed on the spot. Then she turned to poor Enitan. Her voice softened as she spoke of a woman with braided hair who waited for him by the shore every evening until she drowned herself. His face turned ashen. "That was my wife," he choked out. The crowd's anger turned to fear. Children clung to their mothers. The chief tried to speak, but his voice failed. I felt my knees shaking. Who was she? A spirit? A messenger? Or something worse? When she finally stopped singing, the air felt heavy, like before a rainstorm. She looked at each of us, her eyes glistening. Then she spoke for the first time in our language. I did not come to curse you. I came to warn you. Her words made the crowd lean closer. The sea is angry, she said. Not because of me, but because of what you have done. The spirits of the drowned cry for justice. Nobody spoke. Even the crickets seemed to have gone silent. She told us of a hidden truth, that many of the missing fishermen had not been lost to storms, but to betrayal. Rivals had cut their nets at night, pushed them overboard, or abandoned them during quarrels in the open water. Their killers had returned, pretending to mourn, and lived freely among us. Gasps filled the air. The girl's eyes moved slowly around the circle, and one by one, she named names. Men who had been respected suddenly found every eye in the village fixed on them with suspicion and hatred. One accused man tried to run, but the crowd seized him. He screamed that she was lying, but his own brother stepped forward, confessing the truth. I watched as the village that had been ready to stone her now turned on its own people. The chief ordered those guilty to be tied and kept until sunrise. The girl looked exhausted, but still she stood. If you want peace with the sea, she said, you must return what was stolen and give the dead their rights. That night, the guilty men were taken to the shore. Offerings of fish, palm oil, and white cloth were placed in the waves. The girl sang again, this time softly, and the sea seemed to listen. When the first light of dawn broke, she walked to the water's edge. Mama Ophir tried to stop her. Where will you go? She asked. The girl smiled faintly. Home. But if your hearts turn wicked again, I will return. Without another word, she stepped into the sea. The waves rose around her, swallowing her slowly until she was gone. Not a splash, not a ripple, just the quiet morning water. For days afterward, the sea was generous. Fishermen returned with nets full. But we never forgot the shame of that night, when fear made us blind to truth. And I never forgot her eyes, deep as the ocean, and just as full of secrets. Don't forget to comment, like, share, and follow for more interesting stories. Nkate Stories. Stay tuned.